There are two women who have their sights on you, and they've been seen doing suspicious things near your house. One of them is about to be punished for everything she has done. There's a heavy energy around you, as if someone is extremely jealous. These two people copy you, they want your life, and have been using the figure of a saint to harm you. They are related to each other and spend their nights performing strange rituals to affect you. They're acting this way because they're afraid of losing a house or an inheritance, and that's why they constantly attack you. They watch you, criticize you, and go around bad-mouthing you, saying you don't deserve anything you have, when in reality you helped them a lot in the past. Their true colors have already been revealed. They are so full of envy that they would be capable of anything to see you fall. They even tried to harm you with your vehicle. Do not trust them or accept anything from them, because it could be a trap. You are about to receive something very good, but they want to snatch it away. Whatever they left near you has bad intentions. They want you to feel weak, to get sick, or for everything in your life to go wrong. They want to stop you, to make you stumble because they can't stand seeing you grow. But they don't know that you are protected, and that all the bad things they send your way will be returned to them. They are so blinded by hatred that they don't even realize the harm they're doing to themselves or the punishment they're bringing upon themselves. Moreover, there is someone who has seen all of this, a neighbor who is worried about you. He hasn't dared to speak to you, but he feels that something bad could happen. If you pay close attention to his attitude and the way he looks at you, you will understand what he wants to tell you. Stay alert. Do not touch or receive anything strange near your house. If you can, do a cleansing with salt, holy water, or whatever helps you feel protected. Don't allow bad energy into your life, because even though they try to see you fall, remember that evil always returns to the sender. These two women don't realize the danger they are exposing themselves to. They think they can do whatever they want without facing consequences, but they are playing with fire, and sooner or later, the universe will make them pay for every single one of their actions. They have crossed a dangerous line, one that comes with a very high price, and that price is paid with chaos, illness, loneliness, and loss. You, on the other hand, are not alone. You are protected. Even if you feel a heavy energy surrounding you, remember that you have the power to reject it. Don't let fear defeat you, because that's what they want, to see you weak, confused, and drained. But you are not that person. You are strong, brave, and surrounded by light. If you've recently noticed that your energy is lower, that it's hard to get out of bed, that you have strange aches, or that your mood changes without explanation, don't ignore it. That sudden exhaustion, those headaches that appear for no reason, that feeling that something is wrong, it's not a coincidence. It's the result of something they did near your house. When they buried those animals with ill intentions, they activated a dark energy that is now trying to cling to your environment. Maybe you've found it hard to sleep, or you wake up in the middle of the night with an inexplicable anxiety. You might even feel chills when it's not cold, or have the sensation that someone else is with you, even when you're alone. Some objects in your house may be disappearing only to reappear in strange places. Perhaps your pets are behaving oddly, barking at nothing, being restless for no reason, or avoiding certain corners as if they detect a presence you can't see. All of this has a spiritual explanation. You're not crazy, and you're not imagining it. These signs are real and are a reflection of an energy that was planted with malicious intent. They seek to confuse you, to make you feel unstable, to weaken your spirit so you let your guard down. But they won't succeed if you take control, because dark energy only enters if you let it, and you have the power to close the door. Start by cleansing your home, your mind, and your spirit. You can do it with whatever resonates with you most. Light incense or sage, sprinkle holy water in the corners, place salt at the entrances, pray from the heart. If you have a white prayer candle, light it, asking for all darkness to be dissolved, for any tie to evil to be cut, and for your space to be filled only with peace, light, and love. It doesn't matter if someone says it doesn't work. If you believe in it, it works. The most important thing is that you do it with faith. Faith is the most powerful tool against darkness. It is your shield. If you feel spiritually strong, no witchcraft, no envy, no energetic attack can touch you. These women thought they could stop you, that they could halt your progress, your growth, your peace, but the only thing they've managed to do is awaken a strength in you that you didn't know you had, and there's something else you can't ignore. That neighbor who is concerned about you might be more than just a bystander. Destiny could be showing you a new connection. Sometimes when evil tries to close a door, the universe opens an even bigger one. Perhaps this person who now seems different has an important role to play in this stage of your life. Maybe he is someone who comes as support, as company, or even as an unexpected blessing. Open your eyes and your heart because the signs are there. Pay attention to your dreams as well. They are direct messages from your guides, from the universe, from your spirit. In them you can find warnings, answers, and ways to protect yourself. If you dream of repetitive people, places, or symbols, don't ignore them. Write them down. Look for their meaning. What you don't see with your waking eyes, your soul is trying to tell you while you sleep. Remember that darkness never has the last word. Even though they have performed rituals, buried things, or thrown words filled with hate, you are not alone. There are beings of light who look after you. Your ancestors, your guides, your angels, they are all by your side. And every time someone tries to harm you, they act. You may not see it, but the punishment has already begun. The women think nothing is happening, but little by little, their lives are falling apart, because that's how universal law works. Everything you send out comes back. If it's love, love returns. If it's evil, it returns with more force. And in this case, everything they did to see you fall is now turning against them. Don't be surprised if you hear that something bad happened to them, that they are going through problems, illnesses, or losses. It is the consequence of playing with things they don't understand. And you, in the meantime, keep growing, keep shining, keep moving forward. Don't let their envy dim your light, and don't let fear steal your peace. Do your cleansings, protect yourself spiritually, and strengthen your faith, because when you stand firm, no attack can affect you. What is buried can be unearthed, what is negative can be cut off, and what is dark can be illuminated. Nothing is stronger than a person determined to protect their peace. You are that person. Don't let fear take control of your life, because that is precisely what those sending you these bad energies want. Their goal is not only to harm you but also to weaken your spirit, make you doubt yourself, and disconnect you from the most powerful force that protects you, divine light. But you are not weak, much less alone. You are stronger than they think, and within you lives a spiritual force that can break any ill intention if you remain firm in your faith. Listen to that little voice inside you, that intuition that has saved you so many times. That feeling you get when something isn't right, when your body reacts to a presence, or when your soul becomes restless for no apparent reason. It's not a coincidence. It's your spirit alerting you that something is wrong. Maybe you've wanted to ignore it out of exhaustion or fear, but it's time to open your eyes and see what is truly happening. Lately, they have done things that cross the line. They lit a red candle with a very dark intention. It wasn't just any candle. It wasn't lit for love or to bring good things, as is sometimes thought. It was used with the purpose of cutting the tie you have with God, with your angels, with your spiritual protectors. They wanted to make you feel alone, as if no one was listening, as if your prayers were in vain. They did it to weaken your faith because they know that without it, it's easier to make you. It's a manipulative and dark strategy. A form of spiritual sorcery that not only works from the outside but seeks to attack the deepest part of your being, your connection with the divine. Perhaps you've already noticed, but maybe you hadn't connected the dots. It's harder for you to pray. You feel sleepy or distracted right when you want to connect spiritually. You feel that your soul is heavy as if something is oppressing you, and when you try to seek comfort in faith, a strange sadness appears. A kind of emptiness that you don't know where it comes from. It's not a coincidence. It's the effect of that candle, of that work they did to destabilize you from within. And if you don't do something about it soon, that energy can intensify. You could start noticing clearer and more frightening signs, shadows moving in the corners of your house, doors closing on their own, strange noises when you're alone, dreams that wake you up in distress. Sensations of being watched even when no one is around, things that didn't happen before, and are now starting to become part of your daily life. The most dangerous part is not these external signs, but what they could generate within you: a deep sadness, a feeling that nothing makes sense, that everything is stuck, that your plans aren't moving forward, and that your life has become trapped in a kind of emotional fog. But you can't just stand by idly. It's time to act decisively. You don't need grand rituals or complicated knowledge. What you need is faith, conviction, and a bit of spiritual cleansing. You can start with a powerful prayer from the bottom of your heart, speaking to God as you would with someone who loves you deeply. Light a white candle and ask the light to enter your home, to purify every space and to undo any darkness that has been placed there. Use holy water and sprinkle it in every corner, especially in the corners and at the entrance of your house. Incense like copal, rosemary, or rue is also very effective for clearing the environment. And if you have an egg, use it to perform a full cleanse on yourself from head to toe, while asking with faith that all evil sent to you be broken. Don't underestimate the power of these actions. Each one, though seemingly simple, carries a powerful energy when done with faith. The most important thing is that you do it not with fear, but with determination, with the certainty that you are protected and that no darkness has power over you. It is in these moments that your faith must be stronger than ever, because that is what bothers them the most, that you keep moving forward, that you stand firm, that your light continues to shine despite everything they have tried to extinguish. The angels are with you. They have never left. They are just waiting for you to call on them, to invoke them, to give them permission to intervene. They cannot act if you do not ask, because they respect your free will. But if you speak to them, if you ask for their help from the heart, they will come with all their strength, to cut any tie, to dissolve any blockage, to return the peace they have tried to take from you. Declare it out loud, with firmness, with spiritual authority. No dark work has power over me. Everything done against me is dissolved right now. Sprinkle holy water at the entrance of your home and in every corner where you feel the atmosphere is strange or heavy. Do it calmly, but with intention, knowing that this simple act has great power. Holy water is a very ancient and powerful tool that cleanses, protects, and erases the traces of darkness. It's not just water, it's a symbol of faith, a way of reminding any negative energy that it has no place there, that your home is filled with light, and that you are under divine protection. While you do this, don't remain silent. Speak, decree with firmness that no evil has power over you, that all negative energy is dissolving, that the light of God surrounds you completely. It's not enough to cleanse the outside, you must also cleanse from the soul. So as you cleanse with water, also cleanse your mind of fear, your heart of doubt, and your spirit of any burden. Visualize how all darkness disappears, how a field of light opens up around you and your home. Then light a white prayer candle, not just any candle, but one that represents your faith, your trust that everything will be okay. Light it in the name of Saint Michael the Archangel, because he is one of the most powerful protectors that exist. He is not only light, he is strength, he is justice, he is the sword that cuts everything that binds you, everything that blocks you, everything that others have wanted to impose on you out of envy or malice. Speak to him with faith. Ask him from the heart to cut every dark tie, to break every chain that others have tried to place on you. Ask him to return the evil to its origin, not for revenge, but for divine justice, so that each person receives what they have sown. The reality is clear. There are people who have been using witchcraft to try to harm you. You may not have done anything to them, but their envy, their resentment, or their desire to see you fall has led them to play with very dangerous energies. These witches, these people who have done work against you, are already feeling the weight of karma. They have touched forces they cannot control and are now receiving what they sowed. Because the law of the universe is simple, everything done with malice returns multiplied. It is not punishment, it is a consequence. And what they launched against you is now returning with greater force, not to you, but to them. They have surely noticed that their lives are changing, but not for the better. They are starting to have problems they didn't expect, situations they can't control, pains they can't explain. What they tried to use against you is now turning on them. They are getting entangled in their own spells, and the more they try to harm, the more they harm themselves. That desperation they once wanted to provoke in you is now part of their daily lives. They feel trapped, confused, and sick, and they don't understand why. But it's karma, it's divine justice acting without you having to lift a finger. One of those women, the one who wanted to harm you the most, is already very sick. Although she won't say it, although she pretends everything is fine, her body is already starting to fail her. She thinks it's something minor, something that will pass, but the reality is different. What she is feeling is not just any ailment, it's a reflection of her own malice. The harm she tried to send you was so strong that when it bounced back, it embedded itself in her. And the harshest part is that there is no medicine that can cure her, because it is not an illness of the body, but of the soul. What she is experiencing is the direct result of the witchcraft she launched. And that energy, unable to reach you, returned with more force to teach her that everything has consequences. But the most important thing now is not what happens to them, but what you do with your energy. This experience taught you to pray, to take care of yourself, to raise your vibration, and not to trust just anyone. It made you awaken. So instead of fearing, be grateful. Be grateful that today you are more aware, wiser, and more powerful, because although they wanted to extinguish your light, the only thing they achieved was making it shine brighter. Keep praying. The most ironic part of all this is that, although she hasn't understood it yet, the only real way she could find healing, both physical and spiritual, would be if you forgave her from the heart. But there's something inside her that prevents it. Her pride, her anger, and her desire to be in control are so strong that the possibility doesn't even cross her mind. She is so full of resentment and envy that her soul has become stagnant, trapped in a cycle of pain that she herself created. She feels that something in her life isn't right, but instead of looking inward and accepting her part, she prefers to blame others or bad luck. She wakes up every day feeling more tired, more empty, as if something is stealing her energy. Her body no longer responds the same. Her mind is clouded with negative thoughts, and her soul finds no rest. Despite all these signs, she continues to deny the truth. But the time will come, and it is not far off, when the illness that now surrounds her will begin to affect her more forcefully. That will be the point when, for the first time in a long time, she will start to remember. She will recall every action, every word, every attempt to harm you, and perhaps in the midst of her desperation she will think of you. She won't do it because she wants what's best for you, or because she has genuinely changed, but because, deep in her soul, there is a conscience screaming at her that only forgiveness can free her. Not just any forgiveness, but yours. You, for your part, don't have to do anything. You don't need to seek her out, confront her, or try to prove anything. You've already done it all. You lived through the harm, the pain, the betrayal. Now you are on the other side, under the protection of greater forces, and there is nothing more powerful than that. Don't fall for provocations or let yourself be confused if one day she approaches with apparent remorse, because it could just be an attempt at manipulation. Remember, people often don't regret what they did, but the consequences that came back to them. Remain at peace, keep walking with faith, and if one day your soul feels the need to forgive, do it. But do it for yourself, for your freedom, for your emotional health, not because that person deserves it, but because you deserve to live without invisible chains tying you to the past. Forgiving is not forgetting, nor is it trusting again. Forgiving is cutting the energetic ties that bind you to someone who should no longer have power over your life. While you move forward, her destiny is already written. The illness will continue to grow inside her body like a reflection of the poison she carries in her soul. She is now reaping what she sowed. That dark energy she sent against you so many times never reached its destination because you were protected. Those intentions got stuck in her own aura, slowly enveloping her and beginning to destroy her from the inside out. That's why, in recent days, she has started to notice strange things in her body. Inexplicable pains, lack of strength, changes in her skin, a constant feeling of heaviness. At first, she thought it was just stress, something that would pass with time. She even ignored it for weeks, but she can no longer deny it. Her energy is collapsing, and it's not just her body that's being affected. Her mind is also starting to play tricks on her. She has unsettling dreams, full of symbols she doesn't understand, of presences that torment her. She wakes up sweating with a racing heart, as if something dark is stalking her while she sleeps. During the day, she feels like she's being followed, watched, that the shadows are moving around her. What she is experiencing is not a simple illness. It is a process of spiritual purging, a direct consequence of everything she tried to do to you. She has sought help everywhere. First, she tried teas, cleansings, and herbal baths. Then she went to the doctor, hoping to find a logical explanation. But the results came back normal. So she turned to other people, even witches, looking for a remedy, a quick fix, but nothing has worked. In fact, every attempt only seems to make it worse, because her problem is not physical, nor can it be resolved with the same means she used to cause harm. Her ailment is spiritual, and until she cleanses her soul, nothing will heal her. What she is experiencing is not a simple illness or something that appeared by chance. It is the reflection of everything she tried to do to you, of every dark thought, every poison-laden word, every action done with the intention of hurting you. Life is giving her back everything she sowed because the universe doesn't forget, and the energy one sends out sooner or later returns multiplied. This person, in her eagerness to see you suffer, forgot that everything one does, for good or for bad, comes back, and now she is experiencing it firsthand. The most shocking thing of all is that deep down in her soul, she already knows. She doesn't say it out loud, she doesn't admit it to anyone, but there is something inside her that constantly whispers that her pain, her fatigue, her physical and emotional exhaustion do not come from nowhere. They are a direct consequence of everything she set in motion against you. But her pride won't let her accept that truth. She prefers to invent excuses, to blame fate, bad luck, or even other people, just to avoid acknowledging that she was the one who dug this hole she is now sinking into. The attacks she sent you were so intense, so constant, and so full of malice that in the end, that energy stayed with her. What she wished for you, what she invoked against you, couldn't touch you because you are protected by a higher power. But all that darkness, finding no entry into your life, turned back on its own creator. Now she lives trapped in a kind of invisible prison, where the suffering doesn't stop, where the illness advances, and hope slowly fades. She spent so much time focusing on you, on stopping your path, on trying to prevent you from advancing, that she forgot about herself. She didn't take care of her soul, her body, or her energy. She filled herself with envy, resentment, and anger, and that slowly rotted everything inside her. Her spirit is tired, her heart finds no peace, and her body is starting to show clear signs of that decay. On the outside, she tries to maintain a strong appearance, but on the inside, everything is breaking. The saddest part is that there is a way out. There is still a small possibility of reversing her situation, but it doesn't depend on medicine, doctors, or external miracles. It depends on an act of humility that she is not yet willing to perform, acknowledging what she did, asking for forgiveness not only from you, but from the universe, from God, from the energy that moves everything. But that step is too difficult for her, because to do it, she would have to admit that she failed, that she acted out of hatred, that she let herself be carried away by darkness. And for now, her pride weighs more than her desire to heal. She believes her illness is temporary, that it will go away on its own, that it's just a rough patch and nothing more. She hasn't understood that the problem is in her soul, that the root of her pain is not in her body, but in her heart. And as long as she continues to deny that, nothing will change. On the contrary, with each passing day, she suffers more. Her body no longer responds the same. She has lost an alarming amount of weight. Her eyes look dull, without sparkle, sunken from exhaustion. Her skin, which was once vibrant and warm, now feels cold, as if vitality were slowly escaping her. And while she fights against the inevitable, you continue to advance, because nothing she did to you had any effect. Her intention was to see you fall, But the light that surrounds you is stronger than any evil. You are protected by something that cannot be seen, but that is real. Every attempt of hers dissolved before it could touch you. And now that energy, which was rejected by your shield, has returned to its sender. The universe, with its perfect justice, is simply balancing things. She feels rage, frustration, and even helplessness because she cannot understand why you are okay and she is not. She thinks life is unfair, but she doesn't stop to think about everything she caused. Only when she dares to look inward, to perform a true act of conscience will she understand that all of this is the direct result of her decision. But it seems increasingly unlikely that she will, because the more she suffers, the more she closes herself off, the more she denies the truth, and the further she moves away from forgiveness. Maybe one day, when the pain is unbearable, when she can no longer keep pretending, she will dare to ask for help for real, not just medical help, but spiritual help. Maybe with time, she will understand that the only path left for her is to surrender to the truth and seek healing from the heart. Maybe she will recognize that her greatest enemy was not you, but herself. She thought she had everything under control. She felt untouchable, safe, as if nothing and no one could break the castle she had built on lies, manipulation, and dark energy. She played with fire, talked about you behind your back, and threw poison-filled words disguised as advice and fake smiles. For a long time, she thought she could mock destiny, that she could tarnish your name and hurt you without consequences. But the universe has a very clear way of responding. Every action has an echo, and that echo is now reverberating in her body, in her soul, and in her conscience. Everything she wished upon you has been returned to her, but not in small doses. No, life is making her pay with force, with intensity, with harshness. The saddest part is that no one around her truly understands what's happening to her. She looks unwell, she seems down, her eyes are dull, but when they ask, she lies. She says it's stress, that it's fatigue, that it's something that will pass. She pretends everything is fine when, in reality, at night, tears escape as she feels that pain in her chest, that gnawing emptiness, that premonition that won't let her sleep, because she feels it. She knows something is not right. She knows what is happening to her is not physical. Her body is speaking, but it's her soul that is screaming. She has visited doctors, taken pills, tried all sorts of remedies, but nothing works. Because there is no medicine that can heal a wound created from resentment. There is no cure for an illness born from hate. And although she tries to convince herself that this is just a rough patch, deep within her being there is a profound fear, a terror she cannot explain. That fear has a name, karma. And although she will never say it, she knows she is paying for everything, for every word she used to destroy you, for every time she laughed at your pain, for every attempt to stop your path, to dim your light, to tarnish your name. Now you are at peace, moving forward, growing, and she is trapped in her own hell. She looks in the mirror and doesn't recognize herself. The look that once reflected superiority and contempt is now empty. Her face looks aged, her hands tremble, her skin has turned cold, as if something inside her is slowly dying. The harshest part of all is that this illness did not come alone. It came accompanied by loneliness, by losses, by betrayals. The same energy she set in motion against you has now begun to surround her. Those who once applauded her now distance themselves. The people she manipulated no longer listen to her. The very ones who helped her attack you now turn their backs on her. Because that's how the universe acts when it serves justice. It not only collects, but also reveals. Everything hidden begins to come to light, and that terrifies her. She is afraid they will discover everything she did, everything she said, everything she wished for. Because she knows that if you speak, if you decide to tell the truth, many would be in shock. For years she built a false image, a facade that is now crumbling. And the worst part is, you didn't even have to do anything. You didn't stoop to her level, you didn't enter her game, you didn't return the harm. You just walked away, prayed, asked for your peace, and it was enough. Because when you are on the side of light, you don't need revenge. Divine justice takes care of everything. And now, that is exactly what is happening. She cannot escape from herself, and although she tries to keep pretending, Her soul is on the verge of collapse. The nights have become eternal for her. She closes her eyes and sees shadows. She hears voices. She feels chills. Everything she set in motion against you has stayed with her. The candles she lit, the rituals she practiced, the words charged with malice. It all remained in her environment, contaminating her space, sickening her energy. She can no longer rest. She can no longer breathe easy, because the universe does not forget. And the most ironic thing is that you never wished her ill. You never thought of revenge or wanted to see her suffer. All you wanted was peace, to heal, to continue on your path without more wounds. But she wouldn't allow it. She couldn't stand your growth, your light, your strength. It bothered her that despite everything she threw at you, you remained standing. She wanted to see you broken, destroyed, begging, and when she realized that wasn't happening, she became darker. It was at that moment that she crossed a dangerous line, when she not only talked about you but began to move spiritually against you. Because yes, although many don't believe it, there are people who, from their hatred, are capable of opening dark doors without measuring the consequences. She sought help in the wrong places. She visited people who promised her power, dominance, control. They told her they could make you go away, make you sick, that your life would come to a halt. And she, blinded by envy, accepted. She went down dangerous paths, invoking things she didn't understand, giving parts of her own energy to forces that only know destruction. She did it with rage, with resentment, without thinking about what it could bring her. And now she is paying for it. Because those doors she opened don't close so easily. What she invoked no longer obeys her. The price was her health, her stability, her peace. There are nights when she feels something watching her. She feels presences, moving shadows, whispers that wake her up. And when she looks in the mirror, she no longer sees the same person. She sees someone being devoured from the inside. Her gaze no longer shines. Her voice sounds dull. Her body is weak. And still, she refuses to accept the truth. Because accepting would mean asking for forgiveness. It would mean acknowledging that you were never her enemy, but her mirror, that everything she wanted to destroy in you was actually what pained her most about herself. Your kindness, your strength, your capacity to love even after the pain. But her pride is as strong as her hatred, and that combination is leading her straight to her downfall. She has lost friends, she has lost opportunities, and now life is also making her pay in the most sacred areas, her health and her family. Nothing works for her. Medications have no effect, treatments stall, everything worsens with time, and although she tries to appear strong, deep down she knows she is at the darkest point of her life, that this is not a simple illness but a spiritual debt. Meanwhile, you continue to grow. You have healed. You have cried, yes, but you have also gotten back up. You have learned to protect yourself, to not open the door to just anyone, to set boundaries. You have cleansed your energy, surrounded yourself with light, with prayer, with genuine people, and the universe has recognized it. What once seemed lost has returned multiplied. You have received unexpected blessings, clear signs that you are on the right path. Because when one acts from the heart, the reward comes. It may take time, but it comes. And you are living.